Come out to the bar.
Hello YouTube, cheers and welcome to The Basement. My name is Bruce Lively.
And I'm D-Boy Slim.
And The Basement is the first daily hip-hop debate show. From Tuesday through Friday, we tackle the most intriguing topics in hip-hop culture and the world around it. So welcome back, Basement family. I hope you had an awesome weekend like we did. And sorry we couldn't get to you Thursday and Friday of last week. But as we promised, today we're getting into that Joyner Lucas joint. I'm not racist. I'm not racist. Listen, is it super dope? Is it overrated? We're gonna find out today. Listen, don't forget to support your local and online black businesses. Let's keep that dollar circulating in our community. One way you can do that is by buying from the Fleetwood Spice Collection, people. Big, bold, unique, and delicious spices and spice blends that complement any meal. We've been yelling it for over a year now. You gotta love it. You gotta check it out. Today's question. I'm not racist. Super dope? Not so much. That being said, let go.
Joyner Lucas.
Joyner Lucas. I said Lucas Joyner again, didn't I?
Is it Lucas Joyner or Joyner
No, it's
Lucas?
Joyner Lucas. It's Joyner Lucas.
I
But
could
it's
have.
such a weird name. I always say it wrong.
I thought I had it wrong, but yeah.
I'm not a racist.
I had never heard of the guy before this
That is why you fail.
Oh, really?
at all. So, if he had any background prior to this, if he dropped music prior to this, I had no knowledge of it.
Wow.
Um,
Nah, he's been out for a minute. He's actually pretty well known.
I
to be honest.
he struck gold with this one. And for those that were like me, where if you had never heard of him or heard of his music before this, then you say, well, he's somebody to check for. This song and the debate is it super dope or not? It's super dope.
It's super dope.
What makes it super dope? One, the concept of the song, which was to sit down at a table and for white people's perspective and stereotypes of black people and the opposite with black people. Rarely is a song, rap song anyway, do you see where the concept comes across crystal clear and what the artist is trying to accomplish, and it's also well executed. And in this particular song, the concept came across clear as day, obviously, and it was definitely well executed. Why was it well executed? Well, you could debate back and forth. The white guy got his point across, and as a matter of fact, his verse was better than the black guy's verse. The truth of the matter is, it was written by a black guy. So, and no matter how you say it, if you say, well, you felt that the white guy got his point across or whatever, the verse was written by a black guy. So, to me, that indicates to the execution of the song, and he did it purposely. Had, the two guys in the video, which neither was himself, to get that point, to elude that point of, they want to make crystal clear the stereotypes that you hear about the white man and their perspective on black people and just as well on the other side. So that's my thing. The song was super dope, and like I said, because there was a concept that came across crystal clear. Of course, the visual helped it out. The execution was, I wouldn't say flawless. I like the My Son response better than the guy who was actually in the video, and My Son is probably a better rapper than that kid, period. But like I said, either way, My Son's response and the guy that was in the video, it was
Joyner Lucas.
It was well executed. That wasn't Joyner Lucas that was in the video.
Yeah. No. The guy in the video was just actor.
It's just right.
It's
right.
actors.
So
yeah.
it was well executed, nonetheless.
Listen, if you're gonna say that it's well executed because it was skillful, yeah, he rapped well, and he had a dope concept. It was an ill concept. That's what's up. Super dope? Not so much.
Super dope? Not so much.
Not so much. You know why? Because all it did was give a false equivalency. It was a completely false equivalency. You said, well, from the white guy's perspective, what was the exact word? Oh, stereotypes. And then the black guy, not stereotypes, just facts. The white guy says that this is the whole point. It's a false equivalency. To act like hatred and racism that the guy was completely false on, the white guy, the white persona that he rapped, is comparable or equal to the black guy not wanting to be racist against, not wanting to be hated on. The same hatred in your heart is equal to me not wanting to be hated on is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the way that he put it, he tried his hardest to make the two comparable, and they're not. One is racism and hatred and lies. And the other one is truth and facts and education. One is, let's go back to the exact words that we're talking about in the first verse. You'd rather be deadbeats than pay their bills. This is just false. This is just false. Only reason why you would believe this is because you're racist and have hatred in your heart. You just said in that same verse, you have a sister who has a black friend and a black this and a this and that. They pay their bills, they can't take care of their family, but because you're racist, you want to believe that, well, that's not all black people. Black people are just this way. As opposed to the person on the other side saying, I'm trying to live because you think I don't care about my family. You think I don't want to make money. That's not the same thing. One is hatred. One is a simple response to being hated on. I.e., black men, I want y'all to claim your sons, is what the white guy says. I claim my son. He's going to be born very soon. And my cousins, my uncles, my father is at home. This is just a stereotype. You're just talking foolishness. And the fact that Joyner Lucas makes this, the white person makes it at the end, they hug and it's kumbaya because the idiotic racist hatred that the white guy is spitting is somehow equal to the black guy getting upset because he's being hated on. It's a complete false equivalency. At the end of that, it's not no hug. It's, do you realize how stupid and ignorant and hatred and how much hatred is in your heart? As opposed to me telling you about that. It's not a hug at the end. It's not, oh, well, we can get along and I see your point of view. There is no point of view to hatred and ignorance. There is no point of view to racism. I'm just going to say one more. When you say things like, oh, you're going to keep living off free government assistance. It's just false. It's a false equivalency. It's a false equivalency. Number one, there's more white people in welfare than black people. The only reason why you say that is because you're racist and you don't even think to look up the facts. Of course, this is Joyner Lucas speaking, but we're talking if he's talking about the white guy and what they're thinking. It's a false equivalency. There's more white people on welfare than black people. So when you say that, it's just a racist, ignorant, unintelligent comment. The response to that from a black person isn't equal. It's not equal. It's just telling you happen to be wrong. what happens is we look at this, and the white folks will look at this and go, well, that is my point of view, and that's their point of view. We can find somewhere in the middle to get along. You're wrong! Because you actually think that more black people are on welfare. That just happens to be wrong. Do you know that black people get themselves out of welfare and into jobs and into a life twice the rate that white people do? They stay on it more than we do. But you couldn't even believe that because you're racist. And so all I'm saying is the false equivalency makes this song kind of whack. I love his skill, the idea he came up with. The problem is when he just stated straight up fake news, it's a false equivalency. You should have had a different response from the black guy. And the fact that you tried to make it right is what hurts. I did a soliloquy, but go ahead. I'm done.
The fact that you got so passionate and it
was done well.
And went into, actual facts and statistics proves my point in saying that the concept of the song was well executed.
Concept of the song was well executed.
I agree. I concede that.
The fact that you felt that the white guy's perspective and it wasn't equivalent as the word you used. It wasn't equivalent to that of anything that the first in one breath you say it's unequivalent to anything that the black guy could have stated because of the lies or the racism and the hatred from the white guy. So it wouldn't have mattered to you who responded.
No, can I tell you what I meant by that?
Wait a minute. But this is with your words.
So false equivalency was the problem. He could have said anything. The fact that you try to make it seem like it's the same thing and we hug afterwards, like we both just have different opinions and that's okay, that's wrong is what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. It's a dope piece of art. It's a dope hip-hop song. No one should take any one particular rap song 100% literal. And when I say that, meaning, even though there's a white guy performing in what's supposed to be the white guy's perspective, anyone who thinks logically and is halfway intelligent would know that every white man doesn't share that view, or every white man doesn't share that perspective. I think, again, what gets lost in that is the fact that what the purpose of the song was not to show equivalency, was to show that a conversation is need to be had. A conversation is what you seen at the end of the video is what needs to be had. So if his wrong or his views were terribly wrong, the fact that he says, this is just one side of the, or whatever the case is telling you that, right, he may need educating and informing that your views are totally upside down. Your facts are totally misplaced. Same goes for the other side, though. That's not to say that every black person who rebutted to his response shares the same perspective or the same views. And there were falses in the black guy's response. Everybody is not suffering from lack of employment, or can't get employment and is struggling and struggling in the hood financially or whatever. Every black person doesn't share that plight or that struggle. So therefore, there are falses in his response just as well. It wasn't meant to be equivalent at all. I think a conversation, it was the main objective and the concept behind it, that there's a conversation to be had, just as we're sitting here discussing and debating the details and the intricacies of the song. But nonetheless, like I said, there were stereotypes put on the table and there were a rebut. And I think that in itself, that concept in itself was genius. When you seen the visual, you realize, you're like, wow, that had never been done before. That was genius. The rap part of it, the rap end of it, where they're actually executing rhymes and delivering this message and this concept was,
it said that. Well, the skill is there.
So then the song is dope then.
No, it's not.
Bottom line. Like I said,
it's really
the difference
it's
of opinions as far as the
skill.
subject matter and the stereotypes. Well, it goes into the song, and like I said, why the concept was so dope, because it's a conversation that needs to be had, and that's my wrap up.
Okay, so it says the question is super dope or not so much. I'm gonna tell you this: it's a great concept, and the guy rapped it well. Unfortunately, I disagree completely that it was just supposed to be a conversation and not equivalency. I think not only was it the way that the black guy answered in his rhyme was showing the equivalency. He actually said the exact same words at the end. We're in the same hotel in a building split or 2 levels split or whatever he said. He tried to answer every one of those questions in an equivalent way, while saying, he said, disrespectfully, I don't like y'all white people. After that, there was no more conjecture. It was set up like it's supposed to be conjecture, not fact. Because everything the white guy said was conjecture, not fact, is what I'm saying. And the guy responding to him simply was set up to me. Looked to me and set up to me like it was a false equivalency. Like, well, the way I feel and the way you feel are the same, and we could just come together on it. As opposed to, you're just wrong.
In all good art, two people can look at the same picture and see a different picture.
That's
art. So if you seen it as it was trying to be equivalent, this is where I just seen it as that's one white man's perspective versus another black man's perspective. Period.
Oh man, well then,
and that's the beauty of art.
Well, in that case, you're perpetuating stereotype. We talking about 2 Chainz and Kool-Aid.
We talking about 2 Chainz and Kool-Aid.
As a response to the fact that you're on welfare more than we are, is a response to the welfare thing, and you don't take care of your kids.
That may be factual. The point of the song was not to get into statistics.
I fuck with Kool-Aid and 2 Chainz.
It's a 2-3 minute song. That's a debate that can be had.
Well, it sets up a false equivalency.
And it opened that up. It opened that up for you to pull out your facts and stats. Dope song.
Not so much. It's pretty good though.
What do y'all think?
I like the concept. Listen, what do y'all think? Leave a comments right down there. Let us know. And we got some shout outs. Who wins this debate? I'm not saying it's not nice. That's why the question is not so much. Super dope or not so much? There's a lot of problems with that song. Anyway, Benjamin Whitlock. Appreciate you. New subscriber said, Big John, I know about the Black History projects Prince put out and other projects, but Crit music seems more authentic than Prince.
Woo! Facts.
That's a debate for the lifetime. That's what's up. Benjamin Whitlock, appreciate that. You got your shout out. Big John, I told you I would shout you out like 2 days ago, but I got you now. Big John, thank you for subscribing. You just pressed that subscribe button. I appreciate that. You left a comment and said, Benjamin Whitlock, they're both authentic as fuck. Nobody has their sound. Sci-Highs sound like an old man preaching half the time, and Crit will just spaz. Sci-Hi been on another level though. I feel you on that. That's why we put them. That's why we pit them together, pit them apart.
That's good. That's y'all paying attention.
I love it. Big John, appreciate that. FKU, appreciate you. I told you I would shout you out last week. We didn't get on, so we got your shout out right now. Y'all check out FKU. He said, listen to the song Aliyah. I wrote your mixtape. I taught me a nigga finesse 2 times.
Moneybags.
He wrote Moneybags mixtapes, and that's facts. Do your homework. Well, we did our homework, and I actually showed it in that video if you watch the whole thing. But suffice it to say, I'm with you.
If I was wrong and I stand corrected, we appreciate it.
Appreciate it. FKU. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate all of y'all that come and watch. We got you this entire week. Do not miss it. It's gonna be crazy. Getting ready for the Christmas holidays. With that being said,
we out of here.
Peace.